Some of these days, the wrestling match to get this thing on, but here we are again. Welcome again to our YouTube Live Thursday session, abbreviated because we have one of those deals where, for whatever reason, the initial connection did not allow us to see you like you're seeing me right now. Hopefully, we'll change that in a second as we see the assembling of some of our folks who've been with us in our other live stream platforms this morning when we were over on those. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch before we come here. Chris is here. Rob Stuka's here. I see them. So there we go. Now we fixed the problem, whatever it was. Back again. Linda's back. Eric's back. Johnny and Steph are here. They got Joe Bird as their guest. You can never get the chat when we redo it.
If you've never seen a pro wrestling event live, you have to go. There's not a bad seat in the house. Pure Pro Wrestling, folks, and you find them on the web. They've got all kinds of events.
The thing is, I don't know the nature of the problem, so I don't know how to necessarily fix it other than just start over.
And you guys have been such a big part of helping our business grow over the years, getting to come on and promote on your legendary show and all the support you guys have given us. I can't.
Linda just waits for the notification. That's easy enough.
I'm going to let that legendary part stand. I'm not going to argue with him about that. You had that. You should have seen Steph's eyes roll. You two are a staple. Come on. I would definitely give you both legend status. Maybe even GOAT status. There's not a better GOAT status. There's not a better rock station around. I can tell you that. Well, I would tell you, everybody's come and gone in the meantime. So yeah, we're kind of the longest running one now.
I guess we are GOATs, aren't we?
Thank you very much, Joe. And the last of a dying breed, as far as I'm concerned. So. PureProWrestling.net is the website where everything is. All of this information can be found. PureProWrestling.net. Joe Bird, thank you.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph coming up.
All right, do we still have some donuts?
Yeah, we have the Blue Line Donuts gift card to give away.
That's
Yes,
what I
we
thought.
do.
So that's coming up this hour here on the Fox.
And this hour is the service of Genesee County Parks. Fall has arrived in Genesee County Parks. Crisp air, colorful leaves, and scenic trails make it the perfect season to get outside and explore. Take a peaceful walk and capture the beauty of the changing season. Get away right away and plan your visit at GeneseeCountyParks.org.
Celebrate 100 years of...
Okay, Tina's here, so that means that the nurse has not arrived. We're still waiting on the nurse to show up. Tina's dressed and ready, but we're waiting on the nurse to show up. Once again, if she shows up while we're still on here, maybe we can pull her into the discussion. On National Candy Corn Day, here's another thing. If she does show up while we're still on, we got to ask her about her view on candy corn. Being in the healthcare industry, we got to know whether that is considered an advisable thing to avoid or if it's something that you can safely have. Because I avoided it because I found out, based on last year's science, that it wasn't necessarily a safe thing to have. Otherwise, I'd be eating it now. Simple as that. Handing out candy at home tomorrow, Jack will go nuts. No, and yes, he would. We don't typically, because kids don't come down this area. They typically don't come down this area. We found that out years ago. We were kind of prepared for that, had a couple of bowls of candy. No one ever showed up. But yes, if they did, Jacko would have a hissy fit, if you want to call it that. I want to use a stronger term, but he would. He'd be crashing through the window to go after him. Not necessarily to harm them, but just to warn them, stay the hell off of my property. That's kind of the way he is. He's territorial. I mean, they'd have fun with him eventually if they ever got to know him, but he doesn't give them that chance.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1.
That's it. It's his property. It's his territory. Hell, it's his region. He doesn't even claim the neighborhood. He claims the whole region. We go all the way to Birch Run. He's 8 miles up the road. He still considers that his. That's why he leaves everything up there. Everything. And then kicks it around just to make sure that y'all know he's been there.
100% online.
Check on that die. Lots of healthy eating places to check.
Simple intake form, and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95%.
Sheila with the sunshine. It's going to be a hard thing to do today. We've had a lot of great sunshine lately. This today is going to be a little bit more cloudy and maybe even an isolated rain shower late in the day. But it's not going to mess up the trick-or-treaters tomorrow. It's supposed to be dry. Caught a break. We are going to take another look at our Halloween cake number 3 from the Cake Queen in a moment. We're also going to check again our smile source. For those who have not seen, 39 right now in New Mexico on the Fahrenheit scale. Get rid of my margarine. In Grand Blanc Township, because of a crash on Hill Road east of Center Road, that area is a bit slow still. Goodrich, the village of Goodrich, we got a crash at State Road in Hagel. Serious crash involving injury in Flint Township on Linden Road north of Flushing Road, so be careful in that area. We're also looking at a problem here in terms of a disabled vehicle on the curves, the S at Ballinger Highway at Miller Road. That's where that problem is. Slow go spot still on westbound 69 past Hammerberg Road in Flint because of a crash, and in Mundy Township, Grand Blanc Road west of Jennings. We're still cleaning one up and have been for quite a while there. A crash that happened a couple of hours ago, actually. Vehicle City traffic info all the time, anytime, is updated at classicfox.com/traffic. And if you spot a problem, tell us about it at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Traffic brought to you by Del Air Heating and Cooling. Everyone deserves a safe, healthy, and comfortable home, especially this fall. Del Air Heating and Cooling specializes in heating, cooling, boilers, electrical, duct cleaning, and more. Call 810-379-0322 or visit fixmyheat.com.
Okay, if you've not yet seen cake creation number 3, this is it for the Halloween season. This one is a detailed, complicated cake which leaves the challenge, where do you start? Royal Rachel is here just in time to take a slice of our Halloween-themed cake from Cake Queen Linda. Where do you start to eat that one? Rob Suka would like a couple fireballs. See, on Thursdays it used to be the Hal Hole Saloon, and he was always in the habit of ordering that. And he even got on his birthday fireball cakes, but apparently is not satisfied, wants more. Rachel wants one of the pumpkins. There's plenty to go around, as you can see. Do have a couple of Lindor truffles. There you go. There you go. Okay, of all of the people who are here and have been here for a while, Royal Rachel, you didn't get a chance to get in on this discussion before that, but I want to ask you also, because you're closer to the age that this matters to. It doesn't matter to any of us who are the ages that we are. You're a little closer to the one where it does. Gen Alpha. Okay, I realize you're a little older than that, but you're closer to Gen Alpha than most people that we have. What the hell does 6'7" mean? Dictionary.com, as you, I know, are aware now, and I wasn't until just this morning, has anointed 6-7 as the word of the year. And I'm confounded by that, because it isn't A, a word, B, anything that carries a meaning. Rachel says kids say it constantly. Does that mean that yours do? Because I'd never heard any kid say it. I never heard anybody say it until today, when it was anointed word of the year, and I'd never heard of it before. Yet it's everywhere? That means I'm sleeping through life. I am sleeping through life. Yours do. What do they say it means? When they use it, what context do they use it in? Royal Rachel. You're going to see my 6-7 and raise me a meh. Okay. You have a picture to show. What do they use it for? What is the context that your kids use it in when they use it? Kids' soccer team had a shirt made with 6-7 on it. So it's that old, to the point where you can do that. You can actually spread that germ all over the world in a shirt. Here's Johnny.
Wrestling event Saturday night. Pure Pro Wrestling is in Owasso and Sandlot Sports Zone. 7 p.m. bell time. A great family event. If you would like tickets, we're opening the ticket window right now. And we're going to give away 5 pair at 810-230-9777. The first 5 callers, 810-230-9777. Get tickets for Pure Pro Wrestling for this Saturday night in Owasso from 103.9 The Fox.
If you're saying, Arlo, you have basketball practice today from 6 to 7 p.m., the kids will yell out 6-7. Well, it's got a meaning there, 6 to 7 p.m. In that context, it's got a meaning. But I guess it's used just arbitrarily in all kinds of other cases to mean something like so-so or maybe this, maybe that. And I'm not even sure where that would fit. That's less fittable than meh. Maybe. It seems. At first, they couldn't explain what it meant or where it came from. Now it had multiple meanings. Yeah, it does, evidently. Do I wear custom tomorrow? Oh, that is the Finland way of saying, do you wear a costume tomorrow? I'm getting good at this deciphering stuff now. I can almost speak Finnish. And the answer to that is no. I haven't worn a costume since I was about 12. Some basketball player was 6'7", and that took off. He was also in a rap song, and then it was kind of like so-so, and there is a hand movement. Well, we were discussing yesterday when we had the Australian Melmels with us. If you remember that, maybe you weren't with us at that point, but we did have the Australian Melmels who played match game with us earlier this week. And I mentioned that Mr. Melmel is 6'5". Do you think maybe that could take off and turn into a meme? Because I really want, if I accomplish nothing else in life, and I have accomplished precious little, would like to be able to at least be the one who gives birth to a meme. And maybe 6'5" would do it. Maybe 6'5" would do it. And Mr. Melmel. They are not here today. As far as I know, I have not seen either one of them. But it doesn't have the same ring to it as 6'7". Does that roll off your tongue better than 6'5", I guess? Linda has a hand movement for 6'7". A hand movement for 6'7". Wow. All right. But then you have a jersey, Rachel, for 6'7", at least that you've seen. That's crazy. That is totally crazy. I don't get it. Here's Rosie from Tyler, Texas, who also has never heard of 6'7". That's our smile source. 10-4. That I used. That I used to use all the time when I was in Citizens Band Radio Patrol in Detroit, Michigan as a 20-year-old. Because that was one of the codes that you used on Citizens Band Radio. 10-4. So I used to use that a lot. Jacko girlfriend. (911) yes. Yeah. Rob Suka goes with 8:30. We're getting close to that. And of course, next week, 8:30 is going to mean something different than it does now. Because it will mean that we have been done with the show for a while. Because the clock's going back an hour on Sunday, 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And then we'll be on standard time again. And then it'll get a little bit lighter earlier and darker earlier also. Next week is better for Rob Suka. He's still trying to get used to what's going on right now after switching his clocks back last weekend. So now you're just going to start randomly throwing out area codes. Is that how it's going to go now? 810-989-313. Yeah, okay. Could do that. 616, another one. Every area code that exists in Michigan, you can now roll on out here. Might as well go with 906. That's up in the UP. Do that one. There's 586. I know there's one that there got to be to the point where there weren't enough people. I mean, 313 got completely exhausted. So they had to start a new area code, and it was 586. So that's been out there for a while. Growing up, I would say I had 313, but it was actually Venice. It would have been 839 as Venice 9, because that was the day when you used names or words when they were words made up of letters and not words made up of a numeral like 67. But it was Venice 9 5877. That was the old growing up phone number in Detroit that I had, and that's been gone and dead for years. But it would have converted to 839, and in fact did before I left home to go into radio and leave the state. It turned into 839 once upon a time. Linda's used to be Cedar, so it was CE, whatever the numbers were. Tina's were 5311, still remember. But when you had your first letters, the first numbers, the first three numbers in the phone number, did it actually come from a word, or were they always numbers in Jersey? I assume you're from New Jersey. I don't even know that. I should probably ask you if you are a native New Jerseyan or whatever they call them. CE5. Okay, so that would be Cedar 5 2991. That was Linda's old number. If you want to call that and see what happens now, you might be shocked. What would Jacko do if people knocked on your door? He would bark uncontrollably. That's why we want to discourage that, because he does enough of that now. Kellogg. Okay. Kellogg, whatever that is. So KE would be your first, your phone number would actually be KE, whatever the rest of the numerals were to start with. Kellogg would be KE, whatever. Okay, here's one. Here's an adventuresome person. Linda's going to call her own number and see what happens. You don't know what it means because you're from New Jersey.
We have up for grabs this morning. It's Thursday, so that means we've got Carriagetown Bakery in the mix here. Blue Line Donuts is giving us a
what Nestle product is best? I was always a fan of their candy bar.
chance to see how well you can pronounce certain words. That's how you're going to win.
Oh, okay.
There's a story out there this morning about that. We'll get to that here in a few minutes, too, when we play the game. And that's just a few minutes away on 103.9 The Fox. Meanwhile, tomorrow Halloween is here. So make sure you're listening to Steph Barber on the Fox Lounge tomorrow night, because you're going to be doing a special Halloween show, right?
I am. 3 hours of your favorite classic rock Halloween songs.
No kidding.
No kidding.
All right.
are perfect
There you go.
for Halloween tomorrow.
Meanwhile, let me see what else is going on out there. This is crazy. This happened in yesterday was Crazy Train Wednesday. We should have done this yesterday, but this on Monday, a Detroit police officer by the name of Matthew Jackson showed up to court for a virtual Zoom hearing.
Oh, I saw that story.
Wearing his uniform top and badge, but no pants. What the hell? He wasn't sitting behind a proper table either. He was seated higher than the camera, so it showed him sitting in his boxers with bare legs. Here's the judge, Sean Perkins, reacting to all of that.
Yes, Officer Jackson, badge number 3919, out of the 12th precinct.
You got some pants on, officer?
Sir, no, sir.
You said no, sir. What? Were they in the dryer? Were they not ready at the dry cleaners? What happened?
I just felt like going on camera here with no pants on. I'm a police officer. Yes, I'm a responsible human being.
I have no respect for the court of law.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Does any of that make any sense?
You know, there is a show on
6'7"
TV called Court Cam.
All right.
And I'm surprised.
Maybe he's 6'7", and the stand that he was standing behind was like 6'5".
I'm not.
It's really quite remarkable.
After that, I'm not at all surprised. Not at all.
Things get crazy in courtrooms, even in Zoom meetings like that.
And that is something else. All right. Well, it's right now.
No
It's
pants Thursday.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
At all. All right. In another great seasonal story here this morning, a monkey got loose at a Spirit Halloween store in Texas. Tell me this wasn't fun to watch. Yeah, he spent more than 30 minutes, they did, swinging from the rafters and the poles before he was able to. The owner eventually coaxed it down with a cookie, unharmed. And here are some of the customers and employees talking about it.
My daughter looked up, she said, "What in the world?" And she's like, "Is that a real monkey?" And so I look up and I said, "Well, it's got a diaper on, so I guess it is real."
It was entertaining. I mean, it was like, a lot of people just stood and watched it for like 30 minutes, like the whole time. There was a monkey. They got kids trying to catch it.
It had jumped down on the floor and ran past my leg. And at that point, I was like, okay, I've had enough.
I'm telling you, it's just crazy week this week for
How does that even happen?
I don't know. How does a monkey? Yeah, who knows? What about that other story this week about the 30 rhesus monkeys that got escaped from a truck
That you're right.
somewhere? And at first, the story was that they were infected. They were research monkeys, and that they had been infected and they were aggressive. Both of those things apparently turned out to not be true. But there are still 3 of them on the loose. They haven't caught yet, so these monkeys are running around.
Monkeys are having a week, aren't they?
I'm telling you, what a week it is, yeah. It's 8:35 right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's coming up a little bit later.
Don't know how old Jacko is. Guys, we have come to the end of this road. We are going to send you off into Thursday. Have a pleasant, peaceful, productive day. Thank you for your attendance, your attention. Be back on TikTok tomorrow morning, 6:30 to 7. Run through the entire gauntlet of live stream spaces. Facebook, Twitch, back here on YouTube to go through the food fighting that we'll have. We'll go through the Friday morning primal scream, and we'll find out if we can come up with a new word. That isn't a word, but it's actually numerals. Today, I learned nothing. But tomorrow, maybe we will. We'll find out. Okay? So, until we see you tomorrow morning, again, have a pleasant, peaceful, productive Thursday, 6-7, and we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Okay.